guys, welcome back to Stop the Stigma. I'm Lina.
I'm Alvin.
I'm Abraham.
I'm Devin.
And I'm Rihanna.
Okay, today we are broadcasting from the heart of Borneo, Unimas, and I want you all to say, how are you all surviving this semester?
Okay, surviving is actually a strong word. I think barely hanging on is more accurate.
Honestly, between the hate and coaching lately and the assignment deadline, I feel like I'm melting.
Yeah, don't forget about the monkeys. I swear, a monkey tried to steal my breakfast once in my college, in the cafeteria this morning.
That's just standard Unimas life, but honestly, the stress is real. We joke about it. Oh, I'm dying. Oh, the monkey stole my food. But the pressure is real right now.
Okay, that is actually a perfect transition. We normally use this humor stuff to mask a lot of things, but today we are actually stripping it away and we are going to have some serious talk. Mental health stigma.
And just to set the stage, this isn't a lecture, we aren't your professors.
Thank God.
We are students, we are just explaining what the research say and how we actually feel about it.
Okay, now I'm going to be quite serious. It is actually a quick disclaimer before we start. We discuss about mental health, stigma and discrimination today. So, while you are listening to this podcast, please take care of yourself. If it gets too heavy, hit a pause. And remember, we are sharing information here, not a medical advice.
Okay, so why stigma? Why not just talk about depression?
Well, because stigma is the wall that stops people from dealing with the depression. I was reading a 2024 systematic review.
Okay, that's huge.
Yeah, and the number one reason cited is fear of judgment.
Okay, now let's move to the defining part. Let's define. What does stigma actually look like?
Actually, it's not just one thing, this is just break it down into three levels, which is you have stereotypes, prejudice, and discrimination.
Well, break that down for me.
Okay, stereotype is the thought people with depression are lazy. Prejudice is the feeling I don't like dealing with lazy people. Discrimination is the action. I won't hire him because he's lazy. And what researchers emphasize is that these three layers work on each other. A stereotype might start a harmless assumption, but when reinforced by media, family, belief, or ignorance, it grows into prejudice and an emotional reaction. Over time, the prejudice becomes normalized behavior, which turns into discrimination. It's like a domino effect, and once the first piece falls, the rest follow unless someone intervenes.
Alright, that actually makes sense. It starts in the head and ends in the real world.
And there's also self-stigma, which Devin mentioned earlier.
Right, that's when you internalize it, when you start telling yourself, I'm lazy, I'm useless.
Well, that is the most dangerous one, I think, because it's if the society hates you, you can hide in your room, but if you hate yourself, where do you go?
Alright, so that is a deep one, but it's true. Yep.
It's like carrying a backpack full of rocks, but you are pretending it's empty so nobody thinks you are weak.
Okay, now is the media debate part. So, where do we learn these stereotypes? Because basically we are not born this way.
Two words: horror movies.
Here you go again. Alvin and his movies.
Okay, no, seriously. Think about the movie Split or Joker. 2024 media review analyzed how mental illness is shown in a film. We found that overwhelming characters with mental illness are shown as violent, unpredictable, or villainous.
It's the psycho killer trope.
Exactly. So when you grow up watching that, and then your friend says, "I have bipolar disorder," your brain subconsciously goes on danger.
But let's flip the coin. What about social media? Is better?
I think for me, it's better. I see people on TikTok talking about their therapy sessions openly. It normalizes it.
I disagree. Well, partially. Yes, it raises awareness, but there is a 2024 study on cyber stigma that talk about the romanticization of mental illness.
Romanticization? What does that mean?
You know those aesthetic videos, sad music staring out the window, black and white filter? It makes depression look like cool or mysterious.
Oh, I hate those. It treats sadness like a fashion accessories.
Exactly, and the study found that this spread misinformation. You get people self-diagnosing based on a 15-second clip, like, oh, I like clean room, I must have OCD. Now, that minimize the people who have actually suffer from OCD. The review even warned that mental disorder on social media leads to two major problems, which is one, it confuses the public about what the disorder actually is, and two, it people who generally struggle. And when someone with severe OCD says, I can't leave my house because of this confusion, people assume that they're exaggerating because all they have seen online are aesthetic cleaning videos.
Okay, I see your point. So like media demonizes it and it makes it scary. And social media sometimes trivialize it, like it makes it a trend.
We need a middle ground. We need accurate representations.
Okay, now is the part 4, the cultural and religious layer. We have to bring this back home. We are in Malaysia. We are actually Asians. The culture here is way more different.
Yeah, you know the face culture like jaga tepi kain orang, mind your own business. But also everyone is watching everyone.
Okay, a systematic review on stigma in Malaysia 2024 specifically highlighted familial shame.
It's the idea that if I have a problem, it reflects on my parents. Did they raise him wrong? Is it a bad karma?
And also, don't forget about the religious aspect. This is a sensitive one, but we have to say it. Like in Malaysia, if you say you are hearing voices or feeling depressed, what is the first thing people say?
It was said that you didn't pray enough, your faith is weak, and it's a gene.
Exactly. Now, for many people, spiritual healing is helpful. I'm not dismissing that, but the danger comes when people substitute medicine with only prayer.
Right, you wouldn't just tell someone with diabetes to just pray, right? And stop talking incidents. You do both. You pray for health and you take the medicine.
No, but because of that spiritual stigma, people will delay seeking help. They go to a bomo or healers for 2 years first. By the time they get a psychiatrist, the condition is severe. And researchers point out that this delay, sometimes called the treatment gap, okay, is one of the biggest contributors to worsening symptoms. It's not that spiritual approach are wrong. Many people find it's comfort in them, but when they are replaced with clinical support entirely, the illness progresses unchecked. Imagine having a broken leg and only massaging it for 2 years. Well, you're not going to heal properly, and the longer someone's wait, the harder recovery becomes.
That's heartbreaking. We need to normalize that science and faith can exist together.
Okay, now let's talk about the man up problem, which is gender stigma. I want to open a new chapter here. I want to talk about gender. So, Alvin, Devin, I'm looking at you guys.
I had these feelings was coming.
Okay, research consistently shows that men are far less likely to seek help compared to women.
Toxic masculinity, the man box.
Okay, it's a phrase of man up since we were kids. If you scrap your knees, it's don't cry. If you get bullied, fight back.
Yeah, there was a 2024 analysis on gender stigma, and it shows that men views help seeking a direct conflict with their identity. If I ask for help, I'm falling at being a man. The article called "This is the Masculinity Paradox." Men feel emotionally pain just as deeply as anyone else, but the social expectations to be strong forces them to hide it. The analysis even shows that many men for being mocked more than they feel the symptom themselves, and because emotionally emotional vulnerable isn't modeled for boys growing up. They reach adulthood not knowing how to express distress without feeling ashamed.
That is a heavy one.
Okay, so 1, 2, 3 again.
Okay, that is a heavy one.
It is. And in university, it's weird. Guys will talk about failing a test or being broke, but if guy says, I feel incredibly lonely and empty, the room goes silent. It gets awkward.
Because you guys don't know how to respond.
Yeah, we aren't taught the script. We know how to roast each other. Okay? We know how to talk about footballs or gaming, but we don't know how to say, I'm here for you, bro.
Actually, right, the statistics show the result of that silence between you guys, because suicide rates are often higher among men because they bottle it up so much and one day it explodes.
So, to the guys listening, guys, talking about your feelings is actually the bravest thing you can do. It takes away more guts to admit you're struggling than to pretend you are tough.
Amen to that.
Okay, now is the last part before the outro, which is the solutions and how to be a friend. Okay, let's talk about the solution. What actually works?
Contact-based intervention, Devin mentioned this earlier, it basically means stop treating it like a textbook subject and start treating it like a human experience. Research showed that when people have genuine interaction with someone who live with a mental health condition, whether through conversation, workshop or shared activities, their stigma level drops significantly.
Okay, actually there is a difference between reading about depression as a concept and also hearing it from someone who is actually in depression. So here's what my morning feels like when I can't get out of bed. That human connection breaks stereotypes because you are no longer dealing with a label, but you are dealing with a real person.
And language. We need to stop using words like gila, like crazy, or ising casually. And in English, stop saying the weather is so bipolar.
Yeah, unless the clouds are actually diagnosed by secretaries. Stop saying that. Okay?
But practically, if you guys think, what if your friend comes to you right now, tonight, a roommate tells you that they are struggling? At that moment, what do you think you guys will do?
You listen, you don't fix.
You know what? That's hard. I always want to fix it. I want to say, have you tried exercising? Have you tried like sleeping more about it?
Don't do that, just say, this sounds really hard. Thank you for telling me. How can I support you?
Simple. Just say, I'm here. Sometimes present is better than advice.
That's true. And know the resources. If we are in Unimas, we have the counseling unit who will help us. And nationally, we have Talian Hill at 15555. And we also have Befrienders.
Save those numbers in your phone. You might don't need them, but your friends might need them.
Yes. Seek for help.
Finally, we have come to the end of the podcast. We have covered so much today. From the horror movies that scares us, TikTok that confuses us, and the cultural expectation that weighs us down.
Yeah, it's a lot actually, but talking about it, it's the first step.
And remember, this connects to a bigger picture. Good health and well-being, we can't have health without mental health.
And we can have mental health without breaking the stigma.
Yeah. To everyone listening, whether you are in your dorm room, in the bus, or driving back home, whatever you are doing, you are not alone. Your struggle does not make you weak.
It makes you human.
Exactly. Let's look out for each other. On the count of 3, our motto:
1, 2, 3.
Seeking help is strength, not weakness. Thanks for tuning in. Stop the stigma. See you in the next episode. Bye.
Alvin?
I'm Abraham.
I'm Devin. I'm so sorry.
It's more accurate. Seeking help is strength, not weakness.
Oh my god.
Okay, alright. 1,